are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Great. Okay, I have a few questions for you.
Sure.
The first is, what are the merits of your company?
Well, I think number one, living in Oklahoma
Okay.
is very inexpensive,
Mm-hmm.
and the cost of living cannot be beat in
Oh.
the United States.
Okay.
So, the type of lifestyle that you can have in Oklahoma is great. Our company, one of the strong points of our company is the repertoire,
Mm-hmm.
because the repertoire is just so vast.
Okay.
So we're doing full-length classics with live orchestra.
Okay.
We're doing even new full-length works.
Okay.
We are doing works from 20th century choreographers and creating new works with
Wow.
choreographers that we're bringing in from around the world.
Oh.
So I think our repertoire is one of the highest selling points of the company.
Mm-hmm.
I always hear from my artists that they love the atmosphere that we create
Mm-hmm.
at Oklahoma City Ballet. So I think, secondly, it's a great place to work. It's a positive environment that I feel artists can flourish in.
Okay. Well, you kind of answered my second question for that. It was, how is the atmosphere of your company? For example, the life of the dancers or the people, or basically how it is?
If I were to break down the atmosphere at Oklahoma City Ballet and talk about it more in depth, I create an open door policy with the dancers. So all of my dancers know that they can come and talk to me at any point. With that said, artists need to step into an environment and not feel inhibited. So in ballet, oftentimes you're portraying characters inside of a full-length ballet. And just on stage, you should have the confidence to exude an incredible aura, regardless of what the
Yes.
performance is. So what I'm conscious in creating at Oklahoma City Ballet is an environment where someone can come into it and feel no constraints, no fear, that mistakes are okay, and you
Yes.
learn from them and you grow. So, it's not a stifling place. I would say it's definitely some place where people can come, make mistakes, learn from them. That's how we
Yes.
grow as artists, and really develop within an atmosphere like that.
I feel like you kind of parent them. You're a parent to them and help them improve and concentrate on just dancing. Is that right?
Well, yes, and that's because I feel like that one word that you're using is almost becoming lost.
Oh.
Dancing.
Oh.
I feel like artists need to just remember that it is exactly that. This is a performing art. It should be enjoyable. It should be fun. If not, wouldn't we all be doing something else?
That is
you know?
true.
So, have high expectations for yourself. We have high expectations for our artists. At the same time, no one is a machine. No one is a robot. We're human beings. We make mistakes. And as long as you learn from them and grow, then that's the atmosphere that we like.
Okay. Perfect. Next question. How is attending the ADA for you?
So far, it's just great. Everyone is so welcoming. Everyone is so gracious, kind. The dancers are just a joy to watch. So I'm having a great time.
That is great. Okay. Last question. How was the first round for you?
It was good. There's some really beautiful dancers. I'm excited to see them now perform.
Oh.
Class is classwork. So what I'm going to be looking for here in this second round when they're doing the variations is to see if there are some people who were inhibited in the class and now they're going to come alive.
Okay.
So watching the first round, I definitely noticed the artists that came into the class and were not just taking class. They exuded more through their face and through their selves to simply display the fact that they enjoy what they're doing. A lot of dancers forget to do that.
Yes.
Otherwise, as a director, you're going to say to yourself, does this artist even enjoy dancing?
Oh.
So I'm excited to see the second round and all the variations, and I hope that even more people come alive.
That is true. When I was beside the curtain, I do notice some dancers who actually enjoy themselves in the moment and can't help them smiling. If I were a director, I would look for it in my dancers.
Definitely. Oftentimes, like I say, dancers just forget that it's dancing. It takes years and years of work to perfect what we have to do, and we can become, as artists, bogged down in pointed feet and turnout and alignment and arm shape and how high your leg is and how many turns you're doing. And ultimately, your audience is going to leave the theater, if you're successful, with none of that. And they're going to leave with what you've given them from your heart, and your soul, you know. The pirouettes and the high jumps and all of that are great. But ultimately, if you don't have just heart and soul, you know, I don't think the audience is going to be as engaged in you.
I feel like some dancers now and then, I feel like they are talking to me even though they don't use words with their own facial expressions.
Sure.
That is when I stare in awe.
Well, they're learning a language. You're not using your voice, but it's all a language, which is why you can tell stories, you know, through ballet. So it's something that when they understand that as early as possible in their careers, then they'll find greater success. You know, come out of your shell, make mistakes, be exuberant. If the role calls for it, be melancholic, but have the confidence to display all of those things.